Hello YouTube, this is just Martin, just kind of hanging out at the local mall, kind of just chilling out right now, kind of getting out of where I stay and kind of coming out around the sheep, kind of coming out around the sheeple. And, thought I would just do a video about, about conditioning. I think that people have to kind of understand what conditioning is. Conditioning is when you're told something over and over again continually until basically you start to believe it, even though it's a lie, it's bull. You get told it so often, and not even in the most direct ways. Sometimes you're told it in, innuendos and advertisements. And people will drop it here and there. They'll drop what they want to get across to the masses, kind of. In secret, if you want to use that term, even though it's really not that secret, it's pretty obvious. But what it is you get a lot of people that will have a tendency to kind of believe what they're told over and over and over again, even though it's, to the people outside of the box, they kind of look at that and go, that just doesn't seem like something you should do. But people have kind of the sheep mentality. They're not wolves, they're sheep. And that being said, kind of when they ran out and all got the vaccine, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer or anything like that, I'm just saying that they kind of ran out and got it without much question, kind of really didn't question the situation, just kind of ran out and did it, and I'm going to find out it really didn't do anything. I mean, who knows what they put in them. I have a theory, and I've been talked to a friend of mine that's a biologist and stuff, and he said that it wasn't good what they put inside people. It wasn't anything even really remotely a vaccine. But, the thing about it is people kind of ran out and did it right away, and they didn't kind of pause and go, well, wait a minute, Everyone knows a vaccine is supposed to keep you from getting either the virus, or it's supposed to get rid of the virus. Vaccines do that. So how do you go get vaccinated with a vaccine that you still get the virus, even though you've taken the vaccine? That's the funny thing. That's why it's not a vaccine that people went and got. It's probably something much different. It could be anything from nanites to anything else. Could have been anything. But that's besides the point. I just want to go to the fact that kind of people kind of run to do things, and they don't really kind of question it, and they kind of, when they hear that they're going to lose this, that, or the other, if they don't do it, they go and do it, and rather than just say, well, I guess I'm going to lose it, but that's kind of the thing, is kind of, we all, and I've done it in the past myself, until I kind of, broke free and kind of got outside of it. We have a knack for kind of running right to things, and there's conditioning all the time. Television does it, religious establishments do it, all kinds of things in this world will condition you. You hear the same music over and over again, and you believe it's good. I mean, let's be honest, rap music sucks. Country music sucks just as bad, and yet people kind of listen to it enough over and over again that they have a tendency to think it's good, and then society pumps that it's good, even though it's really not. It's kind of garbage. But that's kind of the thing is that society will kind of do that. They'll condition you to the point of believing something is either wrong or right, because they'll just kind of feed it into you. They feed it in like it's kind of like it's candy to a fat kid. You'll kind of believe it after a while when they do it in many different ways. They do it in several different ways. That people kind of don't figure out that conditioning is an everyday thing in society. I mean, they do it in the media, they do it in the anything and everything. You just kind of step outside it, and kind of, when you see something like that, kind of go, that doesn't really seem all that right, and that's when you kind of start backing away from what they're kind of doing. And I don't think it's a satanic conspiracy. I think if anything, it's a religious conspiracy. I think if anything behind anything, it's probably the churches that are behind everything. They're usually up to no good, at some point. I think they're kind of the real evils in the world, but that's besides the point. Whoever's behind it, whatever's behind it, it's an everyday thing, and when you get conditioned enough, you kind of have a tendency to just kind of run out and do things. You don't really question. They say you're not going to be able to fly anywhere anymore, and then you kind of go up and you give up the ghost, as they say, and you kind of do whatever they want to do. And that's the kind of sheep mentality. It's a sheep mentality that exists out here. There's a lot of people that have a sheep mentality. They don't have a wolf mentality. They're going to be kind of the ones that are going to just be left for dead, kind of when things get hairy. It's not going to be any real saving them at any points, because they're kind of already dead and don't really know it. And then they're kind of overly confident. They kind of went out and did everything they were told to, so now they have confidence. It's misplaced confidence. It's frailty, kind of on the bigger level, but that's kind of besides the point. There's a lot of things in the world that kind of tend to condition us. Religion especially is good about doing that. And I was pretty deep into it. You can kind of see people that are religious. You can tell ones that are. They kind of have a walk about them, kind of have a look about them that are. People that aren't kind of tend to do things a little differently. They kind of move a little differently in life, look a little differently in life. Pretty boys tend to be very religious. Pretty boys, the guys that look like they should be models, women that look like they should be models, they tend to be lined towards religion, because the religion wants pretty people. They don't want ugly people, because if you're ugly, then God made a mistake. Their God made a mistake. And so just like when you try to say, how come there's so many handicapped people, they go, well, it's humanity's fault, not God's. And it's like, well, humanity has a lot more power, obviously, than God does. So I think that's kind of funny. I think that people, religions especially, want to have pretty people be a point of them, because they're kind of like their front. They don't want anybody that's ugly and gnarly looking to be kind of representing them. It doesn't do too good for them. That's the same thing with government. The government's kind of the same way. They don't want ugly, gnarly people representing them. They want people that are wholesome and it's hilarious. But at the same time, it's kind of sad. But once you're able to kind of break away from that and break away from all that kind of conditioning and stuff, you kind of go over to the other side of things and begin to kind of see that the grass is actually greener on the other side, not on the side that they're on. If I can use that old term. But anyways, I would just suggest everybody to kind of pay attention to the conditioning that's going on, pay attention to what goes on in the media, pay attention to a lot of the brainwashing that goes on nowadays. Because there's a lot of it. I had COVID-19. I never got sick. I had COVID-19. I never got really anything happen. Most I got was like a congested nose. I really didn't get anything else. And then come to find out, they said I had the Delta version, which I don't think there's any really different versions. I think it's all just the same thing. I think they're just trying to give it different versions to hype people and scare people and whatnot. But anyways, like I said before, I think everybody just pay attention to what is going on. Kind of don't believe too much into the conditioning, because it always ends up leading to just bad things, because once they can get you in one thing, they'll be able to get you in multiple things, and that's always how it goes with any kind of brainwashing or conditioning in society. They're able to kind of tell you something enough times, you'll believe it, even though it's bullshit. To anyone who's intelligent, they look at it and they kind of go, that doesn't seem right. Dumb people kind of go, oh yeah, I've got to go do it. And it's like, so it's one of those things where don't believe everything you hear, everything you see, and I'll chat with you guys later. Guys and girls, I should say. Bye for now. Ciao.